Dap-a-doo, two white guys in a wheelchair.
And we're live.
We're live, baby.
I'm your host, Raiden.
I'm your other host, Erik.
And today we have a returning guest. This is Malcolm of MJD Consulting. He was in last time he was here, it was in another professional capacity, but this is a new venture of Malcolm's, and he wanted to come on and give us a free session so that if there's anyone out there looking for life coaching or marketing consulting services, you'll know what you're getting when you hire Malcolm. So, Malcolm, do you want to talk a little bit about this venture, what you are hoping for it, and what you're going to be taking Erik and I through today?
Yes. So, sorry for being late. First off, I had another client meeting, so just
All
helping
good.
people as best that I can. So this new venture of mine, it's mainly like I just want to see successful people out there, both personally and professionally. So the best way I think I can do that is through my marketing expertise and also like my personal expertise. I feel like I've been done pretty well personally. I have a rich, fulfilling life that I'd like. And you know what? More than fulfilling, I'd say it's a positive life, and it's and positivity. As we'll get into some of my acronyms later, but I say POE, positivity over everything, and that's just something I wake up with every day. And
The Po mentality.
exactly. And you know what? Speaking of Kung Fu Panda, they got some great stuff in there that I think really has like helped me on a deep level that I think, it could help other people too. So maybe like if you're listening to this podcast, maybe pause it and take a watch of that. Maybe even just like a compilation video. But what we're going to go through today is I do a couple intake forms for my clients, and Erik and Raiden have filled those out. I will say, we'll go over this later, but like if they had filled them out sooner, I probably would have had a bit more done. But you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns about that?
Does that happen often with your clients, them not filling out the forms you send them?
You're the first to be late on it, I will say.
Fuck.
And
So
I'm not, and like I do, like you typically I signed an NDA, so I'm not necessarily allowed to speak about how many clients I do have. So,
of course, we'll respect that.
Thank you.
So, if for any potential customers or clients out there looking to take you on, when should they get their forms back to you?
Well, there is one question on the form that is you need at least 24 hours to really sit with the form. So I suggest, you read over the questions, you sit with those questions, and maybe the next day or a couple days after, whenever you're ready, just like fill those out and get them back to me. And then usually after I get those back, that is when I'll set the meeting.
Okay. All right. So I guess we're putting you on the spot here a little bit. You only had a certain amount of time to look over our answers, and
it's okay. It's more for like getting a package back to the client rather than I feel like this conversation will be a good piece to go over kind of some of the stuff I would include in the package.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So those were the only questions I had. Erik, did you have any questions before we get started?
Nope. I'm ready to get started. I'm curious as to how Malcolm, when When did you first come up with the idea of these new ventures?
Um, Sometimes when you're born with a skill such as marketing, it's not really when you decide to do it, it's when you kind of fall into it. So I'd say for the marketing consultant, it's something I've always had and something that maybe, let's say, I'd say 6 or 7 years ago, it really found me.
Okay.
And then for life coaching, that's a newer one, I'll say. It's just, with everything going on in the world today, I thought, some people need some guidance and maybe not the traditional sense.
Well, I would say that if from my own personal opinion of you and your character, if there was to be a person who I'd love to take advice from, it'd be one of the people at the top of that list. Mainly because it strikes me as like we haven't done it yet, and but knowing you like a realistic and like grounded approach into like living a lifestyle, positivity over everything. So those are my initial thoughts and comments.
I agree. I think you're pretty good at handling stress. So I'd like to know how to do that, learn how to do that from you.
Dude, and you know what? That's right here. That means a lot. So thank you for your words, and I'm excited to work with you guys.
Me too.
All
Well,
right,
what's the
Malcolm,
next
so
phase?
sorry, I talked over you, Eric. Say that again.
Oh, I was just saying, what's our next phase?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe let's just go over the form, and then we'll go through it side by side with both of you, and then I'll ask some deeper questions, and maybe I'll give you like a taster of what my services are, and like kind of
Okay.
the next steps.
Okay.
Don't
So
want to
for
give
the
away the
audience out
whole
there,
package for.
I'll put up a slide so that you can see the form that Malcolm sent us and the questions that he was looking for us to answer. So if
Do you
I
do
can
that?
figure
Do
out
you
how
need
to
a
do that, I'll
second
do
to
that.
do that,
If
or is that
not,
info?
maybe I'll link it in the description or link to Malcolm's page in the
Okay.
description so you can get the form. So, okay, so do you want me to read out what the form says, and then you can tell me which one you want me to read?
Well, I was just gonna go over. I have both of the things you guys sent me back,
Okay.
so I'll kind of just go over this line by line if that works for you.
Yep, that works for me.
Okay, so yeah, right off the top it says, please read through these and answer the next day. That's kind of the first line there. So first line is your first name, we got Raiden and Erik. And how do you guys feel about your names on a, like, have you ever thought about changing them, or do you have
Um,
any special connection to your first names?
I'm quite appreciative of being named. I like my name quite a bit because I was named after a Viking, Erik the Red, for my Nordic heritage, and it was weird because my mom from Norway and my dad from here in Canada. Coming up with names was a little tricky because my mom wanted to name me Bjorn, and my dad said no to that one. But so we kind of had to find names that worked well in both languages, Norwegian and English. So yeah, I like my first name quite a lot. It's spelled the Nordic way with a K, not a C. So I like my name.
Raiden?
I like my name too. Mine was, I think I had a tougher relationship with my name at the beginning because I don't know if it's how I pronounce it or what it is, but whenever I would introduce myself, I would say my name is Raiden. And everyone who I met since I was could introduce myself would say, "Oh, Braden, oh, Graydon, oh, Hayden," and so it was kind of difficult for me at first to
Mhm.
even like build up the courage to correct the person. Um, so I didn't really like my name at first because I would run into that issue a lot. But as I've gotten older, I feel like I've grown into it, and now I really like it because I've met a couple Raidens, but very few, and I think it's
It's
cool
a
to have a
unique
unique.
name.
Yeah.
That's nice. And next question was middle name, James for Eric, Mackenzie for Raiden. And I guess the same question for those ones. Have you ever thought about going by your middle names?
Raiden, you go first on this one.
Uh, no, I really disliked Mackenzie. The name growing up. There was I'm not sure because I think the first Mackenzie I met in real life was a girl, so I thought, fuck, I have a girl's middle name. But kind of like the other one, like my first name, I kind of grew into it. And a funny thing was that a guy who I lived with in university, his name was Hayden, and his middle name's Mackenzie, and my name's Raiden, and my middle name's Mackenzie. So I thought that was cool. That was a cool thing. Um, uh, that a cool coincidence. But I'm pretty indifferent about my name. I don't think I'd go by my middle name.
Okay.
Maybe I should add in there that another reason why I didn't like Mackenzie was because people shorten it to Mac, and no shade on this guy, but um, I moved schools to the school where I met Erik in grade 5, and I was quite a picky eater in that elementary to middle school era of my life. So I think for grade 5, every single day of my of school where it was a lunch, my mom would pack me a lunch, and all I would eat was peanut butter and jam sandwiches. That's all she would pack me. That's all I would eat. If it was something else, I wouldn't eat it. And we would have to go into a lunchroom, and there was a kid a year up named Mac, and it got through to me that he was deathly allergic to peanuts. And so I
Oh,
just started harboring this deep resentment for him because I would be sitting with my friends, and then because I had peanut butter and jam sandwich, if he came and sat next on the table, I would move. I never asked anyone if I had to do it. I never asked him directly if I had to do that, but I just took it upon myself to go to a different table. And so I kind of resented that guy for being allergic to peanuts. So,
he's
and I
probably
think
sitting there being like, this guy keeps leaving
like,
whenever I show up.
yeah. So sorry to that guy or anyone listening. If you know that guy, or tell him, water under the bridge. I forgive you for being allergic to peanuts. Um, yeah. Erik, what about you?
I also love my middle name. It it goes back 5 generations of Dixons. The eldest son, his middle name has been James. So I'm quite proud of that one.
That's nice. Was
Sorry.
was your dad the eldest?
My dad was the eldest. It went from, okay, so my great great grandfather, I don't know. I forget his name, but his middle name was James. And then my grandpa's dad, Jimmy James Dixon, and then Harvey James Dixon, then Dale James Dixon, then Erik James Dixon.
Yes.
So
Okay.
big fan.
Yeah. Cool. That's pretty cool. Okay, and then last name. What do your last names mean to you? DeDominicis, Dixon?
You go first for this one, Erik.
Well, my last name, I like my last name quite a bit. It's not something I didn't get teased about. I definitely got teased about my last name when I was young, which was kind of annoying. I kind of just learned to appreciate it. It was a funny name, and I kind of embraced it. And but yeah, in hockey and lacrosse, you would definitely hear some creative insults incorporated with that one because my name bar would be on the back of my jersey. So yeah.
Fair enough. And how do you feel about it now that you've kind of got past that?
Now I
Like, do you,
like it. Like I view it as a piece of history. I'm proud of it. Um, yeah, I very much appreciate my last name and where I come from. What are you writing?
I would say similar story. Yeah, my name was definitely not an easy one to pronounce, so I don't know if I really ever got bullied for it, but definitely people had a hard time. I think it forced me to interact socially in ways I didn't want to. Same with my first name, where I had to like be like, oh no, that's actually not how you pronounce it. So I guess I think I credit that with being kind of, I don't know, putting me in situations where I had to talk about something or speak up for myself, which I think is good. I think it's good to be able to do that. So, but yeah, I think I like my last name. I think it connects. I feel makes me think of my family, and I feel connected to my family through it. Um, yeah, yeah, I like my last name.
would you guys ever hyphenate your last names if you were to partner with someone?
No,
Great question.
No.
no, my name or nothing.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to, but depending on what the negotiation is, I might be able to roll over on it.
And if you were to start a law firm, what, who would your partner be? So it would be like Dixon and or DeDominicis and what would your preferred last name partner in your law firm be?
Is this just like out of anyone we know?
No, it doesn't have to be someone you know.
Oh, that's actually a good question. Jeez.
I feel like Dixon and Dixon would be good.
That would be good.
Thinking for me though.
Yeah, Dixon and Dixon would be an interesting one.
I think I would go with someone who has like a super African last name. So it'd be
A super
like
witch.
DeDominicis and then Okajumba or something like that. And
Sorry,
make it
what?
really so like my last name is like real kind of hard to pronounce, but
Yeah.
I would go with someone who has a harder to pronounce last name.
And
So
what
then
was
it
that
would
name you
be
said?
I said what did I say? I said Okajinimba or something like that.
I see.
But yeah, like kind of like a hard to pronounce African or maybe
Africana name?
Africa. Yeah, yeah. That's just my thought on that.
Okay. All right. Okay, next question. I ask you your date of birth. That's mostly for I work with a horoscope specialist, so it's nothing too much to go on that just from my personal end, but it's
Mm.
just why I asked that question. And then height and weight. This is just like so I can size the people up, kind of know what I'm working with.
Yeah.
Home address. That's so I can. I do like quite a hefty demographic test to see where people are at. Kind of what's in their surrounding area, how I can help them find resources in their surrounding area. Don't need to maybe I could do like a faux package you could share with your listeners to see kind of like I'd highlight like maybe like a gym or a some of the local haunts in someone's area to give them an idea of where they can branch out, what's around them to uh, how would I put it to broaden horizons?
Mm. Yeah, that'd be
Um,
great. Viewers, you can
Mhm.
see that. I'll link that in the description when we get it.
okay, and next question was the biggest critique of yourselves.
Oh, that's a good
Um,
one.
so did you guys want to read those answers? Do you guys have your answers up, or do you want me to?
You read them out, Malcolm.
Do you
Yeah,
want me to read them out? I guess is the
yeah, that's fine by
okay.
me. Raiden?
Yep, that's fine with me.
Okay, so Eric, your biggest critique was confidence, and Raiden, yours was to your intellectualizing your emotions over intellectualizing emotions over feeling them, freeze often. Okay, so what I would do with these, uh, um, Ray, could you expand on intellectualizing and over feeling them, if you like? If you
Oh, I meant that if I feel a certain way about things, I'll kind of, I'll intellectualize that feeling rather than feeling them.
I try and
do you
rationalize it?
Yeah, to rationalize it or just to kind of explain away. Oh, it's like, oh, this happened, but this is probably why I'm feeling this way. Um, I don't necessarily have to, like,
do
especially
you
if it's an uncomfortable feeling. Oh, I can just, um, I just kind of analyze where the feeling's coming from rather than actually feeling it as a
do
way to
you have any
avoid feeling it.
do you have any strategies not to do that? To maybe just like sitting with a feeling and
Yeah,
kind of
I
like
just,
learn thinking about.
I
Sorry.
think if it's an especially uncomfortable feeling, um, I think sometimes I have a hard time, I guess, like catching myself doing that. So a lot of the times, one, I'll intellectualize, oh, this happened, and I'll just either like numb it. So I'll just, like, I don't know, scroll on Instagram or eat food um, or go on YouTube. I think YouTube's my biggest crutch. And then I won't
So
actually
I
sit with
wouldn't.
that feeling and feel it
Would
because
you?
it feels too overwhelming.
Okay.
Although
Okay. So crutches.
yeah,
So the strategies are more crutches rather than
rather than
kind
actually
of.
processing. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll have to go over that one some more.
Good.
But that's a that's an interesting one. And for Eric, here's the confidence. So for confidence, my big idea for confidence ones are like extreme makeover type things. So, like maybe a big day's shopping, kind of like, rom-com movie type thing.
Like,
This,
Crazy Stupid Love.
yeah, exactly. So I feel like that's a pretty like base level confidence one, but
I
I'm not. I I will say I'm not necessarily a licensed person for this sort of thing. So I will, I'd like to throw like a lot of things at a wall and see that sticks. More that's kind of my approach for
right.
some of these ones.
I would also say a big part of my issue or critique might not just be confidence, but also like self-conscious would be a big thing that I think I deal with.
Okay. Maybe I'll send you a couple of books that
Yeah, that'd be great.
I've found have been helpful because yeah, like I'm kind of that positivity mindset where it's like I just cut stuff out. I tell people cut stuff out. It's CS. Oh, that's my other acronym. Cut stuff out.
SFO.
What's the acronym?
Cut CSO.
CSO.
CSO. Cut stuff
CSO.
out. And then what was
Cut
the other
stuff
one?
out.
POE.
Oh,
Positive
Positivity.
over everything.
Exactly.
Okay. I'm gonna write down these acronyms.
Yeah, they're
very
yeah.
good.
Well, like if you put the form up on the screen, you put the acronyms up. Kind of like a.
Okay.
Okay, so biggest critiques, and you know what? You're always going to be your biggest critic. That's something you can't live without. But you know what? You know what a critic usually does? The critic usually gives them some positive criticism and ways to improve. So every time you're thinking about criticizing yourself, or you are criticizing yourself, you know, give some positive criticism, and also, you know, think about
I know.
ways why that criticism. That's a short-term thing, or working past that.
Some constructive feedback, if you will.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Next question was last year's income. Uh, for tax, for CRA purposes. Do you want me to say what you wrote here?
Let's skip it.
If skip it, okay.
Yeah, we'll skip that one.
This year's expected income. Do you want me to say that one or?
Skip it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Occupation.
Go for it.
Greeter at Rocky Mountain Film Studio.
Raiden, podcaster.
Yeah, what did I say? Podcaster?
Yeah.
/ unemployed?
Desire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Desired occupation. Okay. Do you
Erik.
think
Oh,
this
sorry.
film writer, yours is podcaster, privacy, freedom, technology founder, or CEO? Okay. So let's go over your current occupation compared to your desired occupation. How do you think that is helping your desired occupation? So, Erik, you're the greeter, you're working at a film studio, so that is clearly interconnected.
Yeah.
Do you think that exposure is helping you with your writing?
I think so. For sure. For sure, being around the industry is definitely inspiring. So yes, I would say yes.
Okay, that's good because I always say, your life is like a mountaintop or career. This is more of a career rather than life. Life
Yeah.
is like a river. That's what I say. So your career is like a mountaintop. No matter which way you're going up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd say or you should be going up. Sorry.
Yeah.
No matter which way you're going, you should be going up. So they're it's like a pyramid almost. You could say life's like a pyramid. Okay, career. Sorry. So that's good. Rating for you, podcaster / unemployed. For your podcasting, it's obviously helping you with your desired occupation of podcasting, and we'll get more into that in our marketing career section of this. But for your privacy, freedom, technology founder or CEO, can you describe what that is for us?
Yeah. So I think a lot of the softwares and tools that we're kind of forced to use for convenience in day-to-day life are really insidious as they spy on our behavior. And I've read quite a few books. I've heard interviews with different people in that space and how that's used against you on a day-to-day basis, whether that's to nudge you towards a purchase that you wouldn't have rather purchased, towards a political idea or campaign that you wouldn't have really given any thought to, and just how these tools are used to really um, kind of latch on to your I think it's called limbic capitalism, and it's really your the part of your brain that kind of does the automatic thinking, and not so much your rational brain and your kind of more deep thinking self. So I'd like to be more involved. I don't know what that looks like for me, but I'd like to build a tool or a business or an organization or get involved in one of those things. Um, One, to make it, I think, to just let people understand how these tools are preying on them, and two, also to like hold these, that like make it so that there's just less spying on people. I don't know, it just makes me uneasy that there's like a whole industry designed to spy on me and get me to do stuff, and
Yeah.
I'd rather not be a part of that system. So
And what would what steps are you taking towards that desired?
I've been, I guess, like learning to, I've been vibe coding different things. I've been just like, I guess, like, I don't know, I've been doing research, but I think I need to do more practical things. I did reach out to this one organization I like to volunteer, but I think I could take that a step further.
Okay. What is vibe coding?
Vibe coding is like using ChatGPT to code something.
Okay. I got another acronym for you.
Already.
AISE. Okay.
Okay.
Artificial intelligence, stuffs, energy, and if you want the longer one, it's IESEAFY.
Okay. What's that one?
So like the sucks everything is kind of like it's like the shorter version because AI sucks everything away from you. You know,
Whoa.
it feeds off your brain.
Okay.
So if you're thinking of this technology taking your data, Raiden, as you said, that's pretty much exactly what the AI is doing.
Okay. So
So
I need to
even
not
as you're
use
like
AI.
just, I'd suggest against it, but as again, I'm not licensed, I can't really say much about that. But it's just like a warning, something I go by here, something my staff goes by here as well. It's just an insidious. If the like the, it's hand in hand with those companies that you called insidious. So
You're
Yeah.
right.
I just
You're
say
so right.
it's like there might be a gray area now, but I feel like that'll come out, and it's like it's when in Jurassic Park when the raptors kind of watch and then they learn like the patterns of the humans.
Yep. And then they open the
It's kind
doors.
of like that. It's a predator.
It's like Skynet.
Exactly. I chose Jurassic Park because it's
Velociraptors and
it's
Skynet are quite similar.
exactly
Okay, so I wrote
okay.
that down. So so far we have POE, CSO, AISE, or AISEAFY.
Yeah, just some. There'll be more. We can go to the
Yeah, I was just
next.
making sure
We
I
can
hadn't
keep
missed
going.
anything.
Yeah, I know we're kind of okay. Level of education, Raiden undergrad, Erik high school. I know you have kind of done a few university things here and there, right, Erik?
I have.
Yeah, and that's I got a view on university, but I feel like you know university is just something you can do, but you can gain what you gain there from other places and other means. We've got marital status. We've got 2 single gentlemen here. Dependents, none. Ooh, including animals. So you guys are no strings attached, really. Have you guys ever thought about going on a wingman situation?
On an adventure.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm a great wingman, so I would do that. I don't know how well it would go to be wingmanned, but who knows?
yeah, did you mean being the wingman or having a wingman?
I'm
Well, you
great
could
at being the
you could
wingman.
both be, it takes 2 wings to fly, so 2 wingmen would kind of
Sore.
maybe work better than one. Yeah, soar, if you will. Good
Yeah.
thinking there. Because
Well, that's what they pay me the big
I'm
bucks
gonna,
for.
I'm interested in life coaching. I contract it out sometimes, so we can talk later about that.
Sure.
So just the thought there, do hopes and dreams. What's the next one? Oh, interesting. Feeling secure, Raiden, feeling secure in yourself to start and raise a family, and Erik to be a husband and a father.
We're pretty aligned.
Mhm.
You know, they say grow great minds.
All I'm
Great
saying is
mind.
if the wingman thing doesn't work out, you guys
We
got
could
the
get
same
married.
hopes and dreams here. Yeah.
Yeah.
We could get
Tax
married
purposes.
and adopt a kid.
Yeah.
There we go.
Let's do it. You can pick one out.
Okay. So just thoughts there. Deepest desires. Raiden, you said to be involved. Oh, can I say this?
Sure.
To be involved in an orgy. Erik, yours is to live a long life. I'm not going to touch that one, Raiden. Deepest desire to live a
Yep.
long life. That's very nice, Erik.
Thank you.
Fears. Fears. I got a thing about fear, you guys. CIO. Just a sec.
Let me write this one down. CIO.
Oh.
Oh, I wonder what. We lost Malcolm there. Wonder if he's going to come back.
Uh-oh.
What do you think so far, Erik? Do you feel like
I like it. I like Malcolm's approach. By the way, if you guys notice my eyes fluttering, it's just my medication.
oh, okay.
But no, I think
You're
it's a
still
good.
with us.
Sorry,
I said you're still with us.
Malcolm.
Malcolm of MJD Consulting Services recording failed. Do you know what? I bet, because he was saying there's
Hello?
a guy that had to pick something up that he was waiting for. Oh, he's back. Here we go.
No. Oh, no, sorry. Here. Someone just came in. I have to. Different person. Okay, I'm ready. Where were we?
CIO?
Fears. CIO. That was the acronym, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that falls into the same acronym.
What does it stand for though?
Oh wait, what was the second acronym I said after POE?
It was Poe, and then
Yeah, so we have positivity over everything. We have CSO, cut stuff out.
That's
AI
one of the
and
things. Fears is one of the stuff. That's what I'm trying to say. CSO fears cut.
cut it out.
That's falls under the subcategory of stuff is fears. Because the only thing you can fear are things that are in your head.
yeah,
Mm.
And you gotta, what's up there?
What?
Stuff.
Mm.
And that stuff, cut it out.
cut it out.
So, do you want to say what your fears are?
Eric?
Yeah, me.
Go for it,
Yeah,
Malcolm. Read it out. Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
Am I reading it or?
Yeah,
You're
if
reading
you
it.
could read it,
Oh,
that'd be
okay.
great.
Okay. So Raiden, yours was women, and Erik, yours is death. And these are two real things. So, but I think the fear of those two things, and maybe just the idea of those two things in your head, it's maybe you shouldn't fear those, the idea of those things, because they're real. They have ebbs and flows in the world outside of what you think of them. So, and I know everyone has different relationships with both these things, but like death, it's part of life. It hurts,
Yeah.
and everyone has their own relationship with it, but fearing it isn't going to change it.
It will not.
And women, those are just people. Okay. Habits. Procrastination, Erik. Raiden, yours is porn, stress, binge eating. Oh, these are the things that you kind of talked about these when we were talking about your biggest critique.
Yeah.
So those are kind of your strategies for, you know, for hiding those or maybe not hiding, but masking some of the emotions.
Yeah.
Procrastination, Erik. Do you think procrastination is intertwined with the confidence that you talked about, or maybe like
Yeah, I would say so. I get
yeah,
discouraged easily, I think. So I think that's part of it.
yeah, that's fair. Like that is procrastination is a hard one. I struggle with procrastination too.
Mm.
And you know what? You know what procrastination is?
Mm.
Stuff.
Cut
Yeah.
stuff out.
And we got a CSO.
CSO. CSO.
And Raiden, I'd say the same thing. All these things, all that's just stuff. Okay,
Cut it
hobbies.
out.
TV, film, sports, Erik.
Yeah.
Raiden's podcasting, socializing, doing new things, travel, writing, painting, art, sports. How do these hobbies make you guys feel?
Raiden, you want to
In
go
like
first on the phone?
when you're thinking about how they make you feel, kind of describe it in how it makes you feel, not in your head, but maybe in your body.
Am I going
Am I
first?
going first? Oh,
It's up to you guys.
I can go
Raiden, you
first.
go.
Mine make me feel. Those make me feel connected, either to other people, to myself. It makes it. I think all of those things, they take me out of my head and into real life.
My turn.
Mhm.
I find that my hobbies are I love them and I enjoy them a lot. Sometimes I think they serve as like an escapism, which can maybe be. It is a good thing. It can also maybe be not the best thing to do all the time, but yeah, them's my words.
Would you say with your desired occupation as a film writer?
Yeah.
Have you ever do you ever dive into, because two of these at least kind of relate to that. So have you ever thought of different strategies while viewing things, like maybe like an analysis or like a kind of diving deeper in? So maybe instead of that escapism and like a distraction and kind of like that negative light, you can kind of spin that as in how's this written, kind of breaking down a scene, that sort of strategy to, so instead of because you're spending your time doing it, maybe you're spending your time doing it. So instead of like, POE, instead of like putting it in a negative, where it's you put it in a positive light, you're learning from it. You kind of are thinking of it
Yeah.
in that sort of sense. 'Cause
Um.
I when you describe that, that's kind of the vibe I was getting from you, Eric. So I'm just pushing that POE forward.
Yeah. I I guess I would say I find that it's like a double-edged sword in a way, because like, yes, I do some of those things, like in terms of the analysis and evaluation. So it's like actively trying to move myself forward, whether it's with my film stuff, podcast stuff, or even sports stuff. And then the other side of the sword is me kind of using it as an outlet to like stay comfortable.
Okay.
Does that answer the question?
Yeah. I think like, sorry. I think diving into like that sort of outlet, it's like you're staying connected. That connection to everything is kind of like a good way to kind of bring it back into that positive light.
Yeah.
And sorry, I was moving around there, so maybe I
No, you're okay.
missed something there, but that's kind of just what I was thinking for the hobbies. Okay. How are we looking for time? Should I speed up the self-help or
3:20.
the
Maybe we're at 45 minutes.
Okay, so I'll just go over the questions. We don't have to go over your answers.
Mm-hmm.
After hobbies, we do things you regret the most. And then we
Might
go
go a
into
little time.
and then this is where we go into last night's stream. And this is the importance of reading these questions or knowing these questions and then answering them the next day. Because,
Right.
dream analysis, well, it can explain a lot about what's kind of like the current state of mind of someone. And then I asked this is just kind of for uh, housekeeping sort of things. We just ask for your assets, a copy of your your driver's license and passport, your last 3 bank statements, and then we just, if we're unable to answer any of those questions, we just want some explanation as to why, and then I'll send out a package for everyone to see, and we'll kind of an example package, and then I'll kind of break down why I have asked all these questions.
Okay, cool.
And that's the personal side of the consulting.
Okay, so if on the personal side, if someone's looking for life coaching from you, how do they access you? How do they find you?
Yeah, personal phone number is 902-989-6969. Send
Okay,
me a
I'll
text
Nice.
or phone me. I'm more of a
all
phone
right.
guy, so leave me a
Okay.
voicemail if you need.
Okay, sounds good. All right. Okay, so that's Malcolm with MJD Consulting Life Coaching. Now we're going to talk to you in a different capacity. This is Malcolm with MJD Consulting, or is it MJD Consulting or is it
It's
MJD
all
Marketing?
MJD Consulting.
Okay.
And then I just do the 2 branches are marketing, business, and life coaching.
Okay. All right. So now we're going to move into what you would get if you reached out to Malcolm for marketing consulting advice. So he sent us a similar document form for us
Another
to fill out,
questionnaire.
another questionnaire. But this one is Eric and I focus this one on as on the podcast. So Malcolm's going to give us some advice on how we can grow our podcast, hit our podcasting goals, and hit our metrics, and just do what we're doing but better. So
Okay.
Take it
First thing
away.
first, I've listened to all the episodes, so what I'll start off with is in the older episodes you had a little jingle, and I think you need to bring that back. So
Dapadoo,
that's the first thing.
dapadoo.
Like it kind of yeah, so that kind of like started the episode off, whereas now it's kind of just like you're going into it, and sometimes I feel like I missed something.
Yeah.
Okay. So like
So
an
it's been
intro.
an intro.
Bring back the
Um,
jingle.
yeah, and bring back the jingle for sure. Okay. So name of the business or endeavor to White Girls in a Wheelchair. Have you guys ever thought about shortening that up? Maybe like TWGW.
Yes, that's what I typically call it internally.
Okay.
So I guess we could do, yeah, that's, I don't know. Yeah. What do you, right now,
I don't know if that's
I know,
I will say I'm just like that was just the spitball. I don't know if I'd go with that one.
okay.
But it's
You're-
just like or like when you're talking about it like mid podcast, you just throw out TWGW rather than breaking that down. That's a spitball one. I wouldn't focus too much on that one. Annual revenue dash annual goals. You so no annual. You didn't write annual revenue, so you got no revenue coming in right now.
Yeah. We're not
Is
making
that
any money
that's
from
what?
it.
Okay.
Zero.
Why not? If you could break it down in if you could break it down in 5 words, why not?
Haven't set up a way to get paid. I think that's too many words, but
Haven't set
Um,
up a web page.
little understanding of the market.
Okay. Have you with some of your guests, have you asked them about ad space?
no, we've thought about it, but we haven't made a
Yeah.
direct ask.
Okay. Then you're posting a podcast a week, I've noticed, and you want to set up a Patreon and set up an online shop.
That's
So
something I'm working on.
can you do that? What is slowing you down for the Patreon? And what would the Patreon be?
I think the Patreon, I need a registered identification
Okay.
to go. And I realized my government issued Alberta ID card has expired.
Okay.
So that's literally the only thing holding me up is me going to the registry and doing it.
Fair enough. And then is the Patreon, can you do an online store just directly on Patreon?
I
don't think we
don't know. I don't think so, though.
Okay. Okay. And then your desired annual revenue is $12,000 a year with 1,000 listeners a week. So would you charge, how much would you charge for the Patreon? What would the Patreon look like compared to what it's looking like right now?
I'm open to the idea of user decisions. Like they choose how much they want to, whether it's donate on the Patreon or if they want to I think Raiden and I spoke about it before having 2 levels. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've looked at a couple for I guess my perspective. I've looked at a couple. One that some comedians that I follow they do is the first hour is free, and then they record a second hour, and that's on the Patreon. I was thinking either something like that, or we do 1 hour of, or doing 2 podcasts essentially. So on Mondays, the free one comes out. Fridays, the Patreon one comes out. Also, we could do tiers. So there'd be a free level of Patreon, um, medium level, and a premium level of a supporter. And maybe with that, we I don't know, send out like a newsletter or something to our followers, or to like each tier gets something a little bit different. I don't know. I haven't thought too much about it until we got it set up and see what we can actually do in there.
Okay. Okay. And did I get to this? Yeah, I do later. Okay. And what are your weekly listeners looking like right now?
Depends on the episode. Like, I wouldn't say weekly. It would be single digits.
Got at least one right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
When one comes out, like total views, I think our highest one's like 150 people total. I think that was the one with Emily James, and then we had one that's like 100. Maybe the next one's like 130 total listens. And that's actually it might be double that because we have I posted on Spotify and YouTube, and those ones have split. The statistics become split for that.
Yeah. And when you set up when you release an episode, where do you promote it? Because I just get the notification on Spotify, or not the notification, but I just get the little dot saying there's a new episode. Where are you promoting right now?
So far, my Instagram, Erik's Instagram. We made an Instagram for like as two white guys in a wheelchair, but we haven't posted anything to that.
Okay. Why not?
That would be the main one. I would like to get more traction on. I made two. One of them was my Instagram for the pod. One white guy in a wheelchair, and then the other one is two white guys in a wheelchair, which is the main account for the Instagram account for the channel. And that's the thing. I don't really have an excuse. It's more so been like, I don't know, to get deep and all. I've been feeling a little unsure of myself and like how do I speak on things with like purpose and like, if that makes any sense, like I'm self-conscious of what people think my qualifications. That's been a current thing I've been dealing with.
Okay.
Not that I would say it's a huge obstacle, just something I'm trying to wrestle with on a daily basis.
Yeah, that's
a hurdle to get over.
Fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I think, that is a tough thing to deal with. I know I have also experienced stuff like that. From a strictly marketing perspective, consultancy, a little tough love. As Phil Knight says, just do it.
Yeah.
I think, it's just I've listened to, I was listening to a podcast and they said just pick one of the social medias to just post on the most. So if you just keep posting on one, you'll gain the traction. But you just gotta do it. Just pick one. That's your main one.
Exactly.
So it's like, and I know a lot of places like, or I get a lot of TikTok or content from Instagram Reels, where it's just like a clip of something. So I'd say maybe when you post a new episode, you just post the
The
best
clip.
5-second portion. Kids these days, their attention span is,
They gobble up
they cut out their attention span.
Yeah,
That's the stuff they cut out.
they need the juicy
CSO.
morsels.
The hot 10-second clip. Okay, mission statement in 6 words or less. Interview people we like dash find interesting. Okay. And I know this is kind of where I've found it interesting. Your array of people you've had on.
We have had the wide spectrum of guests.
Yeah, which is fine. I think something that could really you could hone on the podcast is a bit of structure in the interviews, where it's like you hit a few main questions, maybe a segment. Segment could do good, because
That
then
would be good.
you have maybe some like capstones in the episode, and then you could dive deeper in like on those Patreon levels where you kind of get into maybe a bit more of their story or something like that. That's where you add those extra bits. So it's like, what was the one you interviewed? The the Kid Bear one was awesome.
Oh, Jonah.
Child's Mayor. Yeah, Jonah.
Hey, he's an
Jonah
adult.
Smith.
He's 18. He's a
You need the
man.
frontal lobe. You need the frontal lobe. Uh,
Jonah, if you're listening, don't listen to him. You're doing great.
or send me a text dash phone
Yeah,
call.
send Malcolm a text.
But anyway, that wouldn't be a good example, but maybe the interview with Pasquale, where he you go into so much detail about their life that you're splitting it into 2 parts either way. I'd say you pick a portion of their life that you want to go over for like the free version. Maybe 1 or 2 segments, sandwich that on top. So you have like maybe just like that hour where you have that sandwich of an interview, and then you get into the rest of their life story. A bit more of that unstructured stuff is where your true listener and fans would go for more. Does that make sense?
Yep, that makes a lot of sense.
Then that's easier to market, because you have so much extra of like details of their life, where it's just like, if you liked to hear about their life, go to the next portion to hear more.
To learn more.
Makes sense.
Okay, what is your next marketing idea? You're doing a walkthrough of the Plus 15, and you're going to record in the Plus 15. So would that be 2 separate pieces of content or 1 piece?
I'm not sure yet. That was a pretty a loose thought, but I thought Eric and I were just talking about it before you hopped on, Malcolm. Was just recording a podcast in the Plus 15 and then having maybe a sign in our Instagram on it, so as people walk by and they're like, oh, what is this? What are these people doing? Then that's a way of getting kind of like the foot traffic engagement. Yeah.
I like that idea.
I'd like to go and do that by Hillcrest Avenue, that look out of the city.
Oh yeah. That's a good idea. And also, you know what I like about that idea? It's free. And
It's outside.
you also might get shut down, so extra publicity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a good marketing idea. 3 key performance indicators: views, subscriber, online comments, DMs, and in-person comments.
I was going to say that's the other part of how we've been getting the podcast out there, is we've just been like, when we're in a social situation, we've just been bringing it up, saying, yeah, this is what I've been working on. And then if the person expresses interest, we send them a link.
Yeah.
Something like right off the bat, views. If you get those little portion clips out, that's just more eyes. Because even if you put like something on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube, like just on those the short ones where it's like designed like a slot machine, um, they just show up in people's. You just always take Calgary, the location thing, and you'll get probably 100 views of people that have never heard of the podcast. Just if you put those up.
Perfect.
And I don't think I've heard a lot about how hashtags don't actually really do anything.
Yeah,
It's more the location tags and replying to comments.
Oh.
So it's like if you have it's kind of good that you already have like 4 different accounts if you have all these set up, because then Raiden comments it, Erik comments it, and then you just reply with the account that posted it, and it'll kind of get added up because there's.
Oh, that's actually a good idea. Actually, Erik, I was just thinking as well too, something where I think that we could do to push us forward is on the Patreon. I think we could walk down to the registry together.
We should do that.
That would push us forward on that, and then we can set it up together. But then 2,
Yeah.
I can take over the clips part, and then also, but you can take over commenting from the different accounts.
Well, that's no problem.
Because I think you can do that to a bunch of different people if you do that on a bunch of different accounts, or if that's a way of driving traffic to your page as well too.
Okay. Yeah.
Your desired outcome in the next 6 months with those indicators is a 50% increase. So I guess you got to get started.
Yep.
And then maybe, I wonder, I'm not too familiar with the Spotify algorithm and everything, but I know with the YouTube algorithm that at least their shorts or whatever that one is called, kind of works the same as TikTok.
Yeah,
or it's like commenting on other people's stuff will kind of put your stuff into that too. That's the other thing, is like commenting on other people's stuff while you post stuff will bring stuff up. Okay.
That's good.
Competitors. You got. Do you want me to even say them on your podcast? I won't.
Maybe not.
Maybe not today.
I haven't heard of either of these people. So
I would say these ones they're like podcast more focused in like the Calgary local, like locally focused. Yeah. And I've heard as well that I don't know, Malcolm, maybe you can comment on this, but I've heard that when it comes to a podcast or something topical, if you're focused on local stuff, it doesn't perform well as you're focused on an idea or something else. I don't know. So,
and I would agree. So I think something that you guys could kind of maybe start doing is, well, you are based in Calgary, and I noticed this when you restarted, is you have a less of a focus on that Calgary aspect of it. Did I lose you?
No, we're still here.
Okay.
I was just listening.
So since you've come back, you've kind of moved away from that Calgary focus, but all you've had is Calgary people. So I think if you start branching out to people from places kind of a bit further out there, like I know someone I work with, Tarnations Productions, they're interested in coming on the podcast with you guys, and they're based in Vancouver now. So
Okay.
maybe
Is that a client of
maybe
yours?
that would client not so much. I like contract some work out to him sometimes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I would be interested if you
It's a
give me
team of
his
people at Tarnations Productions. I'll send you over their work.
yeah.
Okay, so competitors, if they're focused, yeah, if they're, I think you're able to identify that, like, that broader range, less focus on local, more focus on a topic is kind of a bit more target demographics, 20 to 40-year-olds, Canadians, Calgary based or connected. Well, that's a good point, because I like that you've been able to identify that it's a connection to the base where you guys are based out of. And I think that's a good start to know that that local connection you guys have can branch out to people that have a connection that are based on in Calgary.
Yep.
Describe your last campaign, word of mouth to friends and family. I think you talked about that, just sending
Yep.
links when people are interested when you bring it up. Your
Yep.
weak points of campaign are a weak call to action. Yeah, maybe just hound people to subscribe when you tell them about it. Just maybe
Yep.
watch them do it. Be like, you
Yeah.
can unsubscribe later, but then
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
probably just won't
Yeah, like bring it
because
up,
they'll forget.
subscribe. Yeah.
Maybe
Show
tell them
me.
to turn on the notifications, because I think if you turn on the notifications, that also helps with like the baseline of you in the algorithm.
The
Okay.
It's like,
engagement
Be
part.
pushy
yeah,
and
just be
pedantic
pushy, and
about
then
it.
just like then you won't have to worry so much about the call to action, because they'll at least get the next update when you put something out,
Okay.
because their notifications will be on.
Okay.
If you didn't exist, what would people be missing? What's going on in our lives and the interesting people we know. Interesting. So this is where I think some of those, like the sandwiching of content within that 1 hour podcast would work, because maybe you like have what's going on in Calgary, the interview, what's going on in our lives, or maybe like less so of like the storytelling aspect from the guest and more so of like an engagement in a topic of conversation. So it's like you get the story of someone's life, and then you'd be like, you go in with what you want to talk about to them, and like you're kind of driving that conversation, so that people will, rather than missing you about what's going on with your life, they're going to be more wanting to know what you have to say to the guest, if that makes sense.
It does.
Yeah, so like if we're
Do-
recording 2 hours, and maybe in the first hour we interview them, and in the second hour we get into a conversation. And if they want to know more about the person, we post that first hour on the Patreon. Just thinking
Yeah.
about practically recording it.
Yeah, but and again, I think you guys need some bits or
Clips.
flips, no, bits and segments.
Segment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you like show them magic. It's not a good one, but don't quote me on that one. Don't show them a magic trick. Okay. Do you have what it takes? You guys said yes. That's good. Okay, this one. If a train was coming at 100 miles an hour and no possibility of slowing it down, and that you were at a switch for the controls, would you let it hit your shareholders or your family? You guys pick shareholders. That's not the right answer.
Damn.
Because number one, you two are the shareholders, so this podcast wouldn't exist if you guys let that happen. And number two, if this was like a big business, they wouldn't be happy. Okay, elevator pitch me in 30 words. Okay. I'm not gonna. Do you guys have this answer in front of you?
I have it. Okay, I'll read it.
Close it. No, close it. Close it. Do it without it.
Okay. Yeah, two white
And
guys in a
okay.
Two White Guys in a Wheelchair is a podcast where myself, Raiden, and my co-host Erik interview guests and people who are either connected to us or who we find are doing something interesting.
Game
And
me out of time. That was the elevator ride. Okay, so it could work. You could punch that up a bit.
Okay.
Because, the elevator pitch, how's it going to help me? That's you're selling something. In an elevator pitch, you're going in being like, hey, you look like you're bored. I have got the podcast for you. And that's attention grabbing. They'll remember that. Because you know what? They probably are bored. They're in an elevator. Okay. Can you guys walk me through this where NPR had no budget or qualifications? What's the thinking behind this one?
Go for it, Rick.
Because NPR, they don't have a big budget. Have you guys listened to the NPR? NPR right now is
not lately.
They just take podcasts that people put out and then they put them up. They don't have I don't think they really have a budget. So I think you guys need to rework that tagline.
Okay. Do you have an idea for us?
This is where a lot of work on my end comes in. It's copywriting, and that's where the fees come in for my services. So
okay.
I can tell you what not to do and maybe some ideas around it, but if you want the whole package, we can talk about that later.
Yeah.
Okay, how much money do you think you need to succeed, and what would you do with it? You said not sure. Erik, do you have a different answer? Because Raiden sent me this, so
I said not sure.
Not sure.
Yeah, what do you think?
If we were to somehow make over $20,000 in a year, I think that would be deemed success. To start, eventually, or not to start, to make our way to. What was the second portion of the question?
I said, how much money do you think you would need to succeed, and what would you do with it?
I think we'd put it right back into the podcast.
And is that with the 20,000? If you got 20,000, okay, in a year with no budget. Okay.
Yeah.
Right back in. That's a good answer. Okay. If you had to do a campaign for $40 for your business, what would you do with it and why? Please indicate the demographic, your key performance indicators, any constraints, and the scope. And Raiden, you wrote not sure, and you would like my opinion on this.
Yeah. I guess if I were to just, probably demographic, 20 to 30s. I guess KPIs would be maybe click-through rate, or organic subscribers. All the KPIs I listed above, I'd probably look at. Constraints would be the money. It's only $40. I guess another constraint would be I don't really I have a faint idea of how running an ad works on on a platform like Instagram or Facebook, but I don't really know how to execute that very well. And scope, I don't know. I feel like $40 would go a longer way into funding that recording in the plus 15, because you have more people walking by, you're generating more interest than trying to just dump it into something you don't really understand how to use.
Okay, and then with that plus 15, because I agree, I think $40 you rent a mic or something to make it look a bit more professional in that setting.
Yeah.
I I think you're onto something there. Who are you looking to really gain as a listener by setting up in there? Because I think it's a good idea, but I think kind of what you need to think about is like, are you thinking about the people that are going to be walking by as the potential listener, or are you thinking more of like because there's two ways you can look at that. It's like the people walking by is one demographic, and then there's the people when you promote the video, put the video out and share the video. That's separate. They're going to be two separate demographics because you're going to have like that younger base that is going to see those videos, and then you're going to have the older base that's walking by. So it's like, which one are you going to put that $40 towards? That's
Probably.
just a thought
That's a good
exercise.
question.
You could promote that video. You could push that video up wherever you post it with that $40, or you could make it a bit more of a professional video. Perhaps someone wants to be on the podcast that's walking by. So there's like that growth that way where you can have a bit more of a,
I think
I wouldn't say diverse because you've had a lot of business people in the past, but
I think for me, I'd do both. I'd split it 20-20 and do both of those ideas.
And then what happens when a mic rental is $35 and there's a couple other expenses and you're running thin on that $40? Do you just say fuck it to one? Sorry, pardon my language. Or do you say you're gonna stop spending money making this look professional?
I'd probably do that one. I'd probably cheap out on it, and then I would change the way that I would conduct the conversation. Like for an older person, I would talk more formally, and then I would edit it more informally for the 20-something.
The caption
I think
would
that's
be
kind
like,
of what
look
it
at
comes
this
down
boomer.
to. I would just I would approach it in person more formally, but then the editing would be more informal, and then I would, because I think that's our demographic would be either people our age, younger, or older. But I think under 40, and I think the informal editing, I think it still has to be good, but I don't know. I think that at least for me, more informal stuff speaks to me more than buttoned up production.
Okay. If you were to tell a 3-year-old about your podcast, would they care? You said maybe, but you're probably not.
Probably not.
So what you got to think about with 3-year-olds is in 10 years, they're 13. They're going to be listening to stuff. So maybe even younger at these rates. So how would you make a 3-year-old care or have that that re-listening value for those 3-year-olds now that are going to be 5, 6 in a few years even, that they get on Spotify and they want to listen to something? How would you sell them on that? I think you guys need to, I think this is, I hate to say it, but I think this is back to segments and bits.
Yeah.
Should you repeat that, Malcolm?
I think like the segments and bits where you have that rewatchability of like a clip or certain things where you're interviewing someone, you say, okay, now's the the Budweiser question of the week. Something like that, and then with these segments, easy sponsorships.
MJD Consulting question of the week.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So with that, these are the sponsorship things that, like, if someone's kind of on the edge of sponsoring, they'll sponsor these certain things, and that Patreon's good, but sponsorship money, that's where you're moving from your 12K goal to the 20K dream.
Stretch goal. Yeah.
Next question was, do you care? Raiden, you said yes, I guess. Erik, do you care?
No.
What? Uh-oh.
Sorry, can you
You guys
repeat
gotta...
that bit?
I said, do you care?
About which? Hello?
Hello? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Eric said to repeat that.
Oh, I said, do you care about the podcast?
Oh,
Yes.
yes, very much.
Okay. Okay. Good. That's good. Raiden, why did you say I guess?
I don't know why I said I guess. I guess yes, I care about it. I think I don't know. I think this is actually a really helpful exercise. I think I'd like to have it perform better, but I don't know. I, I wasn't exactly sure. I have some ideas, I think, even just from this conversation of how to go forward. But
Name.
Yeah,
yeah,
name
I think
three.
the I guess was yes, I care about it. I'd like it to do better, but I'm not sure how.
Okay, you got three things to go forward with. You just said. Oh, sorry, you said you got some things to go forward. I said name three. Go.
Name three. Um, cut shit out. Positivity over everything. Work on our marketing plan. Get the Patreon set up. And I think
Patreon.
just talking with
Merch.
Eric, we have already a go forward with that. That's more than three things, but
That's good. Okay. What
I'll bring
does
the jingle
caring
back in.
look? Yeah.
What the?
Oh yeah.
Sorry, what was what,
What
Malcolm?
does caring look like to you?
I think it looks like putting forth like a valiant effort.
Yeah, I said
Raiden,
showing up, doing it, doing what you say you're gonna do. Yeah.
okay. So what's one thing, say, on Thursday that you could say, I'm going to do for the podcast?
On Thursday, I'm going to set up my our Patreon.
Yeah.
Okay. And Raiden, are you going to hold Eric to that? Or Eric, are you going to hold yourself to that?
I'm gonna try my best to hold myself to that because it's not a hard thing to do. It's just more so an annoying
Logistics.
thing to do.
And do you want Raiden to hold you to that?
I
Or do you
try my
want some grace?
no. I mean yes. To him holding me up to it. My whole view on it has been I don't want to feel like I need to be like coddled, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
I want to if I say I'm gonna do something, Eric Dixon will do that because I said I'm gonna do it. Not because I'm like, oh, I told Rain I'm gonna do it. I don't want him to check up on me and not have done it. It's more like a personal effort.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
good.
I think Eric, we could I think because I know that I have hurdles like that where it's hard to just get the starting energy for it.
Mm-hmm.
But like I'd be down to go down and like just walk down to the registry for us either. What day is
Yeah,
it? Either
that
tomorrow or
would be very game to do that.
yeah.
So what I've done in the past that has worked for me that I think could work for you guys because you're working as a team. So you have your podcast day where you go and film. What I think would be a good strategy for you guys is a weekly kind of goal setting meeting that's separate from that, where you kind of go over your weekly tasks, what you need to get done that week, what you'd like to get done, and what you can get done.
Mm.
So what you need to get done, that's going to be, if you don't have one in the bank, filming a podcast. Especially if like that goal is to if your goal is to get that podcast out every week, maybe it's film two podcasts because you got something going on. Kind of like looking at a calendar, going through your steps, and making sure you got everything there. And then what you can do, what you will do, like it's just setting those up so say, Eric, you don't want to feel like you're coddled, so you have these things where you're like, I'm getting these done. Like, don't worry about it. I'm getting these
Yeah.
done. Maybe you have a couple that you're just like, just check in with me, because it's like, I'll try to do it, but like I might need a hand with it.
Yeah.
And like setting up those separate types of goals for yourself will, it might be like, try it out for like a couple months. If it's not working, there's always different strategies out there, but I think it could work for you guys. You got a small team. You'll be able to get that, try it out at least, and see what works and what doesn't work from that.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea.
What is your most rational fear? Raiden, you answered this in a way that I think was more of a geared to a personal level.
Yeah.
I was more thinking of a rational fear because, like, as I said with our life coaching session, fear is just something in your mind. In business, there's some rational ones. You can let those in because, like, that's not yourself. That's your mind, and your mind is your business. You can write that down. And so, out of the rationality of a fear going into about this podcast, what would that be if you have it? It's like
like
don't
a
say
rational
failure,
fear
'cause-
that surrounds the podcast. Is that the question?
yeah.
Maybe like how I'm perceived by our viewers.
Okay, right.
Maybe getting sued for libel.
Yeah.
I don't think that would. But I don't think that would be.
I'd say that's like a pretty. I don't think you'll come across that, but I think that's
a rational fear.
like that's a rational fear. Eric, perception. What do you feel like you want your perception to be coming from this podcast? Like if you have that fear of what people perceive, what do you fear that people will think?
I don't know. I'm dumb or don't know what I'm talking about, sort of thing. Do you think like? Sorry.
I'll talk to you about that one later, but like I think I'll talk to you about that one later. But
We'll table that one.
I think there's some strategies to work through that one because I don't think like I don't think you need to fear that because I think like if someone's gonna log in, view your podcast, they're gonna be there for a reason, and I don't think they'll think that. But
I appreciate that.
we can talk about that later. And then I said, is rationality the key to humility in the ventures of greed? Raiden, you said yes.
I would also say yes.
I think it's hard to actually do that, but yeah, I think yes.
And would you say, is this a venture of greed?
I would say in some ways yes, in most ways no.
Okay. And then the last thing on the line item is please answer truthfully. If you cannot, please explain why. And you guys, I think you answered all these truthfully. So that is, and then again, we'll get a package. We'll set up some meetings based on like your annual income. There's different package levels, and these are the first steps.
Perfect. Okay, so if so obviously I'll put your phone number in the bio for people to reach out to you. Is there any other ways that people can reach out? No, just call or text.
Yeah.
Okay, so yep. So
or
if
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn as well too.
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
First, last. Yeah.
Sounds good. Okay, I'll put that in the bio. But besides that, Malcolm, thanks for. I think that was quite useful. Just
I think that was very
anecdotally, just
helpful.
both on the personal side and the especially on the marketing side. I think you gave us some good things to think about and some good directions to I think double our efforts on.
And
Yeah.
if the kid mayor's out there listening, give me a call. I got
Jonas,
some idea. I got some big ideas.
Jonas,
I'm a big fan.
Jonas
Smith.
Jonas Smith. I'll stop calling him the kid mayor, but I think it's a really good. I think it's a really good tagline.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll
And like,
I'll let him know.
Hell yeah.
I'd say for my ideas for him, it's more of like guerrilla marketing, because I think it
Mm.
could really get his name out there. And it's like, elections, in a couple of weeks?
It's
on the 20th, 13 days.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've been
Just
getting
under 2 weeks.
it's probably going to be done by the time this comes out, hey?
Yeah, but I can, maybe we'll be able to get this out before then. We'll see.
Okay. Because I think big ideas for him, maybe not the most ethical, but like I've been getting a lot of content on my media about that election, and I haven't seen anything about him other than your guys' podcast. So,
Okay.
So I got some ideas.
You got some
Perfect.
ideas. Yeah, if this doesn't come out before then, we'll get you in touch with him.
Okay.
Cool.
And again, I think you got to get Tarnations Productions in here.
Right. Yeah, you were saying that.
I think he's got some stuff they've got some stuff in the works, and I think they're next up.
Okay. All right.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, I look
Company
forward
to
to
watch
it.
out for.
Okay. We'll talk about that off the podcast here, and we'll try and get them on.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay. Well, Malcolm, thanks for coming on. We appreciated it. And for the listener out there, check the bio for Malcolm's phone number and LinkedIn. And if you are looking for a little bit of advice what to do with your life, or two, need some marketing advice, check out MJD Consulting. All right.
And a little kickback for you guys. If you guys send me one customer, I'll buy an ad on the podcast. So.
Oh, perfect. So if you're in it and you want to support
and the
us,
money has to hit my account before that follows through.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you heard it here first. If you want to support our podcast, go get a session from MJD Consulting. All right. We'll see you in the next one, listener. Bye-bye.
Dap-a-doo, 2 white guys in a wheelchair.